There's a moment in history where a man's voice, shaking, confused, fading, cuts through the radio. I don't know where we are. My compasses are out. Minutes later, the signal vanishes. 5 Navy bombers disappear. The rescue plane sent to find them also disappears. No wreckage, no bodies, no answers. This isn't legend. This isn't a movie. This is Flight 19, and it's the moment the world began whispering about a place called the Bermuda Triangle. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Tonight, we're diving into one of the most enduring mysteries on Earth, a stretch of ocean where ships and planes aren't just lost, they're erased. A place where science, imagination, fear, and myth collide. The Bermuda Triangle. Let's begin where the legend truly started. December 5th, 1945. The war has ended. The skies over Florida are calm. Flight 19, 5 fully functional Avenger torpedo bombers, take off for a routine training exercise. The pilots are experienced, the weather is stable, and the mission is simple. Fly out, make a few turns, and come back. But shortly after the first leg of the flight, something shifts. Lieutenant Charles Taylor radios in, tension growing in his voice. I don't know where we are. Both my compasses are out. We're completely lost. It's hard to explain what that means to a pilot. Compasses don't just both fail. Not at the same time. Not in clear skies. On the ground, radio operators try to help, but the voices from the aircraft sound disoriented, panicked. The men argue about their location. One insists they should fly west. Taylor insists they're somewhere over the Florida Keys, when in reality, evidence suggests they were far northeast. Then, the weather turns. Storm clouds roll in. Rain slashes across their windshields. Visibility collapses. The final messages are chilling. Talks of running out of fuel. Talks of preparing to ditch into violent seas. Then, silence. The Navy scrambles a search aircraft. A massive rescue plane with a crew of 13. 20 minutes after takeoff, it disappears too. 6 aircraft, 27 men, lost in a matter of hours, and not a single piece of wreckage is ever recovered. This event alone would have been enough to spark folklore. But Flight 19 was only the beginning. Let's go back further. March 1918. The USS Cyclops, a colossal Navy cargo ship carrying over 300 men, leaves the Caribbean for Baltimore. No storms, no distress calls. The last message simply reads, "Weather fair, all well." Then the ship vanishes. A vessel that large doesn't sink quietly. It doesn't disappear without debris. It doesn't take 306 people with it without leaving even a floating plank behind. Yet the ocean remains silent. Search teams find nothing. Not then, not decades later. It's the single largest non-combat loss of life in US Navy history. And still, no explanation. People stared at the map. Miami, Bermuda, Puerto Rico. A triangle, a region with too many coincidences to ignore. Over the decades, the disappearances kept stacking. Yachts swallowed overnight. Cargo ships that radio for help, then fall silent within minutes. Planes that vanish midway through seemingly routine flights. And we humans? We do what we've always done when answers feel impossible. We turn to imagination. Some say it's aliens, using the triangle as a hunting ground. Others whisper about Atlantis, buried beneath the ocean floor, sending out electromagnetic pulses. Some swear the triangle is a time portal, swallowing vessels into another dimension. There are theories about crystal energy beams, about holes in the fabric of reality, about sea monsters rising from the deep. And you know what? Those ideas are fun. They're dramatic. They spark imagination. But tonight, we're not here to live in fantasy. we're here to understand why this region truly earned its terrifying reputation. So let's talk about what science has uncovered. First, the weather. The Bermuda Triangle sits in one of the most volatile atmospheric zones on Earth. This is hurricane territory. Storms form here faster than almost anywhere else in the Atlantic. A ship could be sailing under a peaceful blue sky, and 30 minutes later be battling waves taller than buildings. Even modern pilots avoid the sudden squalls in this region. Imagine what it was like decades ago, with primitive radar and limited communication. Flight 19 didn't disappear because of monsters. They vanished into a wall of wind and water. Now add the Gulf Stream, a powerful river inside the ocean moving at nearly 5 to 6 miles per hour. If a vessel becomes disabled in its path, the current drags it quickly, scattering debris or pushing a sinking ship far from the site of the accident. Many search missions in the Triangle begin too late. By the time rescue teams arrive, the ocean has already hidden the evidence hundreds of miles away. Then there are the treacherous reefs in the Caribbean, shallow waters, sharp coral ridges. A captain expecting deep ocean might suddenly hit a hidden reef and sink in minutes. Combine bad weather plus reefs plus strong currents, and even a modern ship can disappear. Now let's talk about the famous compass anomalies. For centuries, sailors noticed something strange in this region. Their compasses didn't behave normally. Here's the scientific explanation. Earth has two north poles, magnetic north and true north. Usually compasses point to magnetic north, which is slightly offset. But in certain areas, the magnetic variation shrinks to zero, meaning a compass may point directly to true north. This sounds simple, but for navigators, especially older generations, this could cause catastrophic miscalculations. A few degrees off, and you're suddenly miles from where you think you are. Lieutenant Taylor's "both compasses are out" suddenly starts to make sense. Not supernatural, just the worst possible equipment failure at the worst possible moment. What about the famous methane gas theory? Deep under the ocean floor, methane hydrates can accumulate. If a pocket ruptures, massive gas bubbles rise, turning water into froth. In frothy water, ships lose buoyancy and sink instantly, straight down. Researchers have proven this in controlled experiments. However, we don't have evidence that it happens regularly in the Triangle. But it's not impossible, and that alone keeps the mystery alive. And finally, human error. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the busiest travel routes in the world. Thousands of vessels pass through it every year. Statistically, more traffic means more accidents. Storms, confusion, fatigue, miscommunication. It's enough to create disasters without needing paranormal forces. The US Coast Guard, Navy, and NOAA all say the same thing. There is no statistical evidence the Triangle is more dangerous than any other major ocean route. But numbers don't tell the whole story. Because even if most disappearances have explanations, there are still a few cases, like Flight 19 and the Cyclops, where the truth remains out of reach. And those few mysteries are enough to make the legend immortal. So why do things disappear in the Bermuda Triangle? Because storms strike fast. Because the seas are unpredictable. Because navigation can fail. Because the ocean is deeper than our technology. Because human beings make mistakes. And because sometimes the sea keeps its secrets. Even today, with satellites, GPS, radar, and underwater drones, there are parts of the Atlantic we've never mapped. Places where wrecks rest in silence, thousands of meters below the surface, waiting to be discovered or never found at all. Maybe the Bermuda Triangle isn't cursed. Maybe it's simply a reminder that, for all our progress, there are still corners of this world that refuse to give us clean answers. And that's why the Bermuda Triangle continues to fascinate us, not because it's supernatural, but because it's unknown. And there you have it. Now you know why the Bermuda Triangle still pulls us into its mystery, even when science steps in with explanations. If you have another mystery you want us to explore next, drop your question in the comments. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more stories like this.